All right, good evening. The time being 7 p.m. and a quorum of the planning board being present, call this meeting to order. First, well, actually, I'll let anybody know who's in the audience. Two of our hearings, agenda item D, which is 15 and 20 and 41 Astle Street, and 913, agenda item E, which is 913 East Street. Both those applicants have requested that they be continued, one to the 5th and one to the 20th of October. So if you're here for either of those, you feel free to leave. You won't miss anything because we will not discuss anything on those two. All right, with that, agenda item A, approval of minutes from July 14th, 2025.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to make a nomination to approve the minutes for July 14th, 2025.
I have a motion made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimous. Moving on to agenda item B. Agenda item B1, committee reports. Do any of the members have any committee reports they wish to make at this time?
Nothing here, Mr. Chairman. All set.
All right, moving on to agenda item B2, town planners report. Ms. Love?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. There is one new filing for the September 22nd meeting, and that is for 836 North Street, a subdivision amendment, site plan review, and special permit. 836 North Street is also known as Innovation Drive, and the proposal is to subdivide the existing 700,000 square foot warehouse building into more manageable pieces to respond to today's market. And then, of course, any continued applications from this meeting. Next item, the town is hosting a Halloween celebration event on Sunday, October 19th from 1 to 4 p.m. This is a free-to-attend event with food truck offerings for purchase. It will be a fun, family-friendly afternoon to include pumpkin decorating, face painting, trunk or treat, and more activities across the town center. And folks can visit tewksbury-ma.gov/falloween for more details. And finally, Mass DEP is partnering with the town on a wetland, groundwater, and floodplain restoration project at two sites in town. One is the town-owned lot at the end of Poplar Street, known as the decommissioned South Street Wellfields. The other is the town-owned lot at the end of Molly Drive to the rear of the Knights of Columbus. As part of the project, Mass DEP wants to prioritize enhancing recreational uses where feasible, and for that, the town is hosting a two-part outreach event with Mass DEP on Tuesday, September 23rd from 4 to 6:30 p.m. The event will start with a site walk at Poplar Street and conclude with a presentation and follow-up discussion at the Senior Center. Registration is recommended but not required, and links to register and for more information are at tewksbury-ma.gov/restoration. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, moving on to agenda item B3, which is 100-110 French Street, approval not required plan. Is there anybody here for French Street? You want to come on up? All right, just want to give you a name for the record. And
It's David Meads.
just let us know what you're doing.
We had to change the site plans of my house because my neighbor moved in next door to me. He did a site analysis and noticed that my fences looked like 25 feet on his property. He had extra land to give, so he decided to give it to me, and so we had a plan made up by a surveyor. And I submitted the plan, and hopefully it gets approved.
All right, Mr. Fuchsia?
At this time, I don't have anything to ask.
All right, Mr. Champa?
Seems pretty cut and dry to me. I'm all set, Mr. Chairman.
So you're just moving lot lines, correct?
Yeah.
Just to, get your fence on your line or your
Yeah.
property, a new property line, whatever. So,
Exactly.
okay. So no new buildable lots, nothing like that? No?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, all set.
Thank you.
Chair is all set as well. What is the pleasure of the board?
Make a motion, Mr. Chairman, to
Endorse?
endorse the 100-110 French Street approval not required plan as submitted.
Motion made, a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
All right,
All those opposed, motion carries unanimous.
All set.
Thank you, all set. Good luck.
So how do we go forward?
I sign that, and then you record it.
All right, thank you.
All right, moving on to agenda item C, 94 North Street. Family Suite Special Permit. Do I have a motion to waive the public reading?
So moved.
A motion made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Do we have anybody here for 94 North Street?
Yes.
All right. Once you get settled, if you give your name for the record, the floor is yours.
My name is Wayne Cassiola. I live at 94 North Street. We're applying for a special permit to construct a 1,000-square-foot family suite.
All right. Mr. Fratelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I like the idea of what you're trying to do, establish the family suite, keep the family together.
Exactly why.
It's a nice improvement to your house. So you're really doing an addition on the left-hand side, is that correct?
It is, correct.
Yeah. And just for the record, do you have sewer at the house?
We do.
Okay. With that, I'm all set. Good luck.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Champa.
All set, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Fuchsia.
I'm all set.
The chair is all set as well. Anyone in the audience with any questions, comments, or concerns on this? Going once, twice, bring it back to the board. What is the pleasure of the board?
Make a motion to close the public hearing?
I have a motion made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimous. As to the family suite special permit itself,
I'd like to make a motion to approve the family suite special permit at 94 North Street.
I have a motion made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimous. Good luck.
Thank you very much. I just want to take a second and thank Alexandra because I was really overwhelmed with the process, and she kind of took me by the hand and walked me through it.
So let me ask you a question before you leave. How can we make it easier for you? Or somebody else?
It was just going to the building department, it just,
Yeah.
I read the pamphlet you gave me, or the paperwork you gave me, and I was like, oh my God, what is this? I got to put it in the, I really didn't know what to do, and she actually she just made it.
Yeah, I noticed you had a really large abutters list as well, too. So
Yes.
It's kind of a pain in the neck, but
Yeah.
it's part of the process.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you all very much.
All right, thank you. Moving on to agenda item D.
Sorry, excuse
As
me,
I
one moment, Mr. Chairman, just to make sure, we don't usually have this problem, but we just have to make sure we don't open the 485 Main Street hearing until 7:10, which is not 7:10 yet.
Okay, I'll talk slower.
Yeah, sure.
All right, moving on to agenda item D. This is 1541 Astor Street. The applicant has requested to be continued until our October 6th meeting, and we have that, penciled in for 7:05. So can I have a motion to continue this hearing until 7:05 on October 6th?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to continue 15 and 41 Assel Street until 7:05 on October, sorry, what was the date?
6th.
6th.
All right, so I have a motion made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimous. Moving on to agenda item E, which is 913 East Street. The applicant has requested to be continued till our October 20th meeting. We have them penciled in for 7:05. So can I have a motion to continue to 7:05 on October 20th?
I'd like to make a motion to continue 913 East Street until 7:05 on October 20th.
All right, I have a motion made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries.
So, Mr. Chairman, just a question while we have a minute here.
Yep.
When was the last time they've been in for us for a hearing? 913 East Street. It's been a few months, right?
June 2nd. And I told them they had to appear at the next meeting.
Okay, good, because I mean,
They were having trouble
June, July,
getting their,
August.
yeah, so through the summer, they had a hard time getting their wetland scientist out there to mark everything.
So they're not actually appearing at our next meeting or our
It's
next
the
meeting after
second
that?
October meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
October 20th.
20th, yeah. Okay,
Okay.
3 meetings away,
yes,
3 meetings. I mean,
September 20th.
okay.
They should at least have come in and give us an update of what's going on and all that, but I mean, but hey, you know, what do you
All
got?
right, it's now 7:10, so we can move on to agenda item F, which is 485 Main Street. This is continued from our 8:18 meeting. Do we have anybody here for 485 Main Street?
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
I'm going to recuse myself.
Okay. So, hold on one second. So, continued. All right, so, although I didn't think I was going to have to do this, but as you notice, we have a member missing this evening. We have another member who had to recuse themselves. So as a result of that, if you were to move forward with the hearing tonight, if we got to the point of voting or anything like that, the vote would only be 3 of us, and you'd have to get all 3. You'd have no room for error for that, unless you want to wait it until the next meeting, when I believe we have all of our members, as far as I know. And then you'd have potentially 4 out of, with 3 needing to vote in favor of your proposal. Obviously, one of our members will recuse themselves at that time as well. So that's up to you guys. You know, if you want to present something this evening, you can. And if we get to the point of, you know, finishing up or something like that, you can make your decision at that time, if that's what you want, about whether you want to wait for the next hearing to, you know, for any kind of vote. But it's up to you guys. All right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I just have a comment to George
yeah, we
Atala.
can,
Sorry.
we can present something today.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, the floor is yours. You just give your names for the record.
okay. Thanks. Good evening, everyone. This is Isra Ismail, a civil engineer from Libra Engineering, and talk about 485 Main Street, Tewksbury. We have received the comment from your peer engineer last week, GCG. They provided some comments, and we believe that we addressed most of the previous comments previously, including drainage, landscaping, erosion and sediment control. A lot of these comments have been addressed in the first round of comment submittal, and we received additional comments. Some of them, they were not mentioned at the beginning, so these are just new. We are confident that we can address these technically, but we have one challenge here, and we just need to, from you, some guidance, because we do have, based on site limitation area, the area is, we have limitation on the site area, and we requested few waivers, and we just want from you some guidance whether these waivers can be approved in principle, so we can proceed, because we're going to take more time to addressing a lot of comments and more time to and more effort. So we just want to know and have some guidance from you whether these waivers can be approved, and I can explain and go over these waivers and explain why we are requesting these waivers. So it's if you can give me some time, I can go through these waivers and explain why we request those.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with go to the first one. So as we mentioned before, we do have some limitations on the site. So there are already some non-conformity setback that we cannot look at, like the building, the existing building already have some non-conformity setback from the property line that we cannot do anything about it. This is one of the waiver. The other waiver is that the parking setback, which we propose 18.5. We actually provided a site plan with simulation for the vehicle maneuvering, like inbound and outbound movement, and we can provide, because the GCG, they requested a van simulation for 18 feet vehicle. We can do that, and we think that at this time, based on the proposed plan, we can fit the 18 feet van with the current proposed setback. However, there is one issue. So if we are going to increase the setback for the parking space, we are going to be closer to Main Street, which is also, there is a requirement to have setback from Main Street. So either way, like if we increase the setback for the parking space, then we are going to increase the setback from the Main Street. Sorry about that. So, yeah, so the other waiver is the existing 48-inch and 48-inch trees. Talking to the property owner, he said that the current tree basically is damaging the pavement, so he has done a lot of work in the past few years. Every time he needs to fix the pavement because of this tree. So what we are proposing now is to remove that tree, and we proposed landscaping area in front of the building in replacement to this tree. So also this, we are asking waiver for this tree in front of the building. Another waiver is the dumpster. Also, the landowner is working actively with a adjacent facility to have an agreement so they can have shared dumpster. The facility that he's talking to is like 0.4 mile away from his property. The GCG, they are requesting something closer. We can probably work on that and have the owner, work diligently to find like a new adjacent facility to have to share the dumpster with him. So, and of course they can work on a plan for the waste disposal and all of the requirements for that. So the last waiver is also the proposed commercial parking spaces don't comply with the minimum aisle width and pavement minimum setback to property. This is also related to waiver 1. So if we can if we can have some guidance from you on that waivers, so we can, because in principle, if these waivers are not to be accepted, then probably there's no point to continue on technical comments and all, because it needs a lot of work based on the recent comment. Yeah, just guidance from you.
Okay. All right, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I guess to keep it short and just kind of get right to the point, I don't see, I know last time my basic analysis was that you're running into issues with the constraints, right? All the different town bylaws that require you to do certain things because you're trying to incorporate multiple uses into the property. The waivers that you're requesting are just basic, just basic tenets of how things have to be laid out so that it incorporates driver safety, pedestrian safety. I mean, you're coming in off of Main Street into a, very tight, right? You only have 15 feet or so before you're going to be coming right into somebody that's, backing out of a parking space. So from the perspective of just general safety and the logistics of how all the parking should work, the dumpster issue, if you had something in hand, and obviously you're asking for guidance, if you could find something like if it was the neighbor's dumpster, I could almost see it. But the idea that, that trash is going to be taken and trucked half a mile down the road or something like that seems a little too much to ask for in a waiver, in my opinion. So I guess generally, I don't think we have enough here that these waivers are minor enough that I would be in favor of them. I think that the structural issues contained in them need more work and preferably should be brought as much closer to, if not fully compliant, especially with the parking, the ADA, the wheelchair access, pedestrian access, all of that. To me, that's just critical. Those are critical areas that this board is responsible for ensuring so that the residents of Tewksbury, when they go to a business, that, they can do so without having to worry about their safety. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Fratelli.
Thank you, Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I agree with my colleague as far as some of those issues. The dumpster one, I think, is a non-negotiable one. So if you decide to leave this facility or this property at some point, the next person that comes in is going to need a dumpster if they're going to have the same similar commercial establishment and residential like you have. So he may not be able to get an agreement with someone down the road to get dumpster use. So that's why it's important to have the dumpster on site for use by the commercial establishment. You understand what I'm saying? So, and the waivers are there just in the event it's impossible to get some of these things approved. You've got a lot of constraints on that site. You guys have almost been here with us for a year, almost.
Yep.
Coming up on a year. It's been a long, long time. And I see a lot of outstanding issues still with the peer review people that are doing the work for us and with you guys. So, I mean, I almost want to ask our town planner to bring in the peer review to a meeting so that we can hash it out and get it resolved one way or the other. If it's not going to work, then it's not going to work. With too many issues and too many outstanding issues and waivers. I'm not a big waiver guy. You're doing a site that I want to have it be compliant, and I have to rely on waivers. So, but, and my other question is, what is this picture you have sent us showing? It's in the plan you sent us.
Yeah, showing the right-of-way of the main street and the curve, because
It's not even viewable hardly, that you want to submit it to us and for us to figure out. And I know you got a couple parking spots there, you got the building somewhat there. I mean, I see the access road coming in, but there's dimensions here and everything else that
the
you can't
PDF
read.
that we sent, I guess, the PDF was, I believe that was clear, the PDF that we sent, but if you want, we can send it.
Well, I'm just asking him,
Yeah.
what's this picture for? And it's a layout of the, with Mass DOT requirements and so forth, but, I mean, if you want to submit it, submit it so it's legible for us to read, and understand.
Yeah, you can do that if you want. That's just responding to GCG comments regarding the right-of-way, because I don't think they have the accurate distance from the edge of pavement to the right-of-way. That's why I was clarifying that in a picture, in screenshot. But yeah, if there's anything we can clarify more, we can do that.
Yeah, okay. It just seems like you guys have been out, in and out, in and out, in and out, and not really getting a lot of headway. Most special permits and site review come in, and they don't last this long, and obviously because of the problems you guys are facing. So, but I'm all set for now, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. All right, so, it's not new from our conversations. It's sort of like, each thing causes another issue, like it's kind of a domino effect. Every time you try to address one thing, something else pops up that can't be addressed because of it. I think to Mr. Fratelli's point, generally what we, when we do the things with the waivers is the idea is, ideally what we're looking for is for you to tell us, we can do it. It's not ideal. If you let us have the waivers, it'll look better, it'll sit better and all that. It's not because it's simply impossible for us to do under any circumstance. There are times where that happens, but that's not, that's not sort of our preference. It's usually because you can make an argument that says, hey, this looks better, or this will come out better if you let us do it this way, as opposed to, meeting all the requirements. It's just, there's a lot going on in this site, and it requires a lot of waivers because you're trying to do things that aren't fitting. And, when you throw in things like, you can't keep the, trash on site. We're trying to find somebody down the road where we can share dumpster services. Like, it's just a lot to ask for the board to grant waivers for so much to squeeze, things in on what, everybody had, I suspect, knew from the beginning is not a big lot to begin with. Like, this isn't like, this stumbled upon anybody. This is what it looked like when you got it. I appreciate the wish to do something different with it. I'm not sure that's just always possible, and I'm concerned as to whether or not this is one of those cases where it's not making a lot of sense to, it sounds like, the folks on the board. Like I said, you got one member missing tonight, but, I didn't hear a definitive no from both of the members, but I don't think you got very positive feedback in terms of the granting of the waivers certainly in their current state, and whether or not you can, could, should, want to, try to continue to massage those things more. And then there's still other things that need to be addressed. They aren't just the waivers. Obviously, you've got other things to address. The waivers are just part of it. I guess that's something you'll have to take a look at on your own and decide whether or not you want to keep going with this and bring something in or something different in and see if we can move forward. That's completely up to you guys. But if you're looking for direction, which is what you asked tonight, I don't think the direction sounds positive at this point on the waivers, as requested with what's been presented. So how you take that and where you want to go from there is up to you guys, I guess. But, I'm not sure we can give you much more guidance than that, because then it's just speculation, because we don't know what else you can present. We can only go off what we've got so far. And unless you've got something in your back pocket that you're like, well, I didn't want to do it this way, but they're not going to go with this, so now we're going to have to do what we didn't want or something, and you want to bring that back, that's up to you guys. But like I said, I don't think, if you're looking just for direction, that you've gotten, a ringing endorsement of the likelihood of the waivers being granted at this point. And like I said, you got one member missing, but at the end of the day, you need 3 out of the 4, of the people who are going to be able to vote on this. And you've got answers from 2. I'm pretty much in line with them. So, that's, I'm not saying I couldn't see something new, but you're not hearing enough, I don't think, right now as it stands. So anything you want to do beyond that, it's up to you guys. Obviously it's your petition, it's your project. We'll go as far as we can go. At some point, there's going to have to be a vote taken by the board, one way or the other, up and down. As Mr. Fattalia has pointed out, this has gone on for some time. At some point, we got to kind of move this process along. But if you have new things to present, that's up to you guys. You can keep coming back, and at some point, someone on the board's going to make a move, I suppose, depending on what we see as we go forward. But I think that's the best guidance I think we can give you at this point. All right? With that, I'm sorry, did you have a comment?
No, I appreciate that.
With that, I'll open it up to the audience. Anyone in the audience with any questions, comments, or concerns on this? Seeing no one in the audience coming forward.
Shiv, I have a question if we can, before we.
Yeah.
How far along are you as far as getting all of your comments by GCG completed? I think there's some outstanding comments as well still, right?
Technically speaking, yes. Basically, the drainage, they want us to include some more areas to the underground chambers.
Yep.
One of the things that also requesting is to have testing within, because we are proposing the underground chambers in front of the building. And they want us to have the test. We have already infiltration, the perk test in other location, but they want us to do it within the pavement. And at this time, we cannot damage the pavement to do the testing. So these, they are asking to have this test, and based on the test to design the drainage system. So yeah, if you are going to proceed with that, we don't want to do that testing within the pavement at this time.
Yeah, so that's another issue as far as outstanding issue that has to be resolved. Drainage is a big part of the process on a site, so you need to get that resolved, and some of the other small issues I thought I seen in there as well. So
Yeah, I mean, we are confident that we can address those technical comments, but we don't want to spend much time and then we don't get approval with the waivers, like, yeah, that's the
I
point.
understand.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm not sure if you have, an idea what you want to do,
we
or if you
can,
want to think about this some more. My suggestion, and then it's up to you, but I would suggest potentially pushing this until our October 6th meeting, so not coming back at the very next one, because I can't imagine you're going to have everything square away between now and the next meeting regardless. Is that correct? So what I'm basically saying is giving you some time to think about what you want to do and whether you want to come back with anything. We can put you on for the 22nd, but I'm not really sure whether or not you're going to be, prepared to have everything we need at the next meeting.
Yeah, let's
will
put it
talk
for the
about
October 6th because we need to discuss the decision with the owner, see how he wants to proceed.
The owner is in the hospital, he's been
So,
sick, so we will need to
So-
discuss that with
When that elect-
So that's what I think probably make more sense. That'll give you a little more time to decide whether or not you want to come up with something new, you want to just kind of let it go, or, whatever. But rather than under the gun to come back in 2 weeks, I don't know if that makes sense, if you've got to think it and weigh everything. So with that, then, could I have a motion to continue this to 7 PM on October 6th?
I'd like to make a motion to continue, this is 438 Main Street?
485.
485.
485 Main Street, motion to continue the site plan review, 485 Main Street to October 6th, 7 o'clock.
All right, I have a motion made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. All right?
Thank you.
Good luck.
And then just stay in touch with Ms. Louder if you make a decision.
Sure.
If it turns out you want to have this withdrawn, if that's what you decide, you can let her know and we can do that. You don't have to be here for something like that. It's up to you.
Thanks.
So,
Okay.
all right, thank
Good
you.
luck.
All right. That brings us to agenda item G, 333 Main Street. This is continued from our 8:18 meeting. This is for the Walmart site. Just give your name for the record.
Yes, hi, Greg DeBono with Bowler Engineering, speaking on behalf of Walmart in our site plan application. So when we were here last month, we kind of went through the proposal, quickly addressed the first round of technical review comments that came through. But I think we all wanted just to see if there's anything really left that was comments or technical review responses, which we did receive an updated letter from Alex's office a couple days right after the meeting, which was great, basically clarifying that our comments had been addressed. There was 1 or 2 suggested conditions of approval in there, which we then responded back and said, yeah, that those are acceptable for us. There was also a letter from the residents that basically was referring more to bike parking and trying to elaborate a little bit more on some more bike parking. The last plan I provided, we were adding 4 bike racks, which basically provides enough storage for 8 spaces. But taking into consideration the request from the resident, we've been communicating with the architect, and we do think we can also fit 2 more closer to the door, basically the main entrance door underneath the existing canopy. So that would be 6 additional bike racks, which would provide 12 bike storage, which again, there's none on site today. So certainly an improvement over what's there now. And, talking with the store manager, we're not seeing a heavy amount of bike use at the site today. So I think 12 is a pretty nice improvement over what's there. So that was just something we kind of responded back, like saying, yeah, we'd be willing to do that and work out that detail with the architect and just give 2 more additional bike racks along the frontage. And that was really the only outstanding kind of comment. So I think we feel confident that we can address that as part of kind of final plan or condition of approval. But of course, if there's any other comments from the board or any questions, I'd be happy to go through the project.
All right. Mr. Champa?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just out of curiosity, since the resident actually provided a pretty detailed and elaborate memo there, are the bike racks that you're providing one of the two types, either the upside down horseshoe or the?
Yes, yes, that's correct. We are going with that recommendation of the inverted U bike rack. So that was directly in the resident's letter, so we agreed to use that style rack.
All right. Other than that, it looks like all of the town's comments have been addressed, so obviously we're going to have some conditions, but I have no other questions or issues.
Thanks. Mr. Fuchsia?
I don't have any questions right now.
Mr. Fattalia?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a couple of questions. I was thinking along the lines and being at the site before recently, if you had to move some of the employee bike racks, you know, to the side of the building or something like that, that wouldn't be a problem on my end, because if you're an employee coming to work, if you park somewhere with a car, you're going to park somewhere that's outside of the customer parking area, and it'll be employee parking. So if you had to put bike racks out there and not have them all in front, in case you had some bikes for employees that work there, then that wouldn't have been a bad idea, I don't think, as well. So, but I don't have a problem with the 12 bike racks, just submitting as a proposal use there. And my second question, did you ever get to review the reserve parking?
Yeah, I did. I saw where they are, and to me, they are delineated as specifically reserved parking for law enforcement.
For what?
For law enforcement. So they have two spaces out there that specifically say reserved parking for law enforcement. And those are the ones that are directly, if you're looking at the store, to the far left of the parking lot. But those are the only ones I saw.
There's a marked area where people were like double parked in this reserved parking area. I'm like, what are they doing in these? And it's blind.
Yeah. The only thing, I went right after our last meeting, and I went back again tonight to make sure, see if I could see anything else. All I'm seeing now.
Marked on the pavement?
Nothing on the pavement. All I saw was the signage.
Maybe we're looking in the wrong location, but not a big deal.
Yeah, I actually went all the way up and down all the rows, looking specifically for that reserved thing. I don't know if maybe it was a temporary thing that the store had done either during a remodel project or a renovation job. Maybe they were reserving something for contractors, but I'm not seeing it marked now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Must have marked over. So I can remember seeing the cars there. They were since second line over, second section of parking, you know, and so forth and so on. But hey, no problem. Either way, I mean, I'm sure it's either there or not. But if you're going to restripe it, I would
exactly. It's going to
do it correctly. Whatever. So, but with that, I'm all set, Mr. Chairman.
The chair's all set as well. Open up to the audience. Anyone in the audience with questions, comments, or concerns? There will be none because there is no one in the audience. Bring it back to the board. Ms. Lauder, so when we discussed, we have the condition, or it's mentioned on here, the condition regarding the performance guarantee. We'll incorporate the bike racks as discussed this evening. What else did?
The three proposed conditions, one being a site plan as-built once everything's done.
Yep.
If any water and sewer work is to be done, it is going to be performed by a drain layer license with the town. And if necessary, making sure that all applications to the DPW for trench, street opening, physical alteration, water, sewer modification permits are applied to separately. And then I would call it, I suppose, a partial waiver of the bicycle racks, because it's not the full capacity of what is technically required by the bylaw, but they are providing bicycle racks on site.
Okay, do I take it as a separate waiver granting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for cleanness.
Okay. All right, so if everybody's all set with that, I'll take a motion to close the public hearing if the board so chooses.
I'd like to make a motion to close the public hearing.
I have a motion made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
All right.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimous. As to the waiver regarding the bicycle racks, entertain a motion to grant the waiver with the, to reduce the number of bike rack requirements to reflect those that were discussed this evening. Do I have a motion for that?
So moved.
A motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed, motion carries. As to the site plan review, do I have a motion on the site plan review?
I'd I can make a motion to approve the site plan review.
All right, with the conditions as discussed this evening, we have a motion made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimous. Good luck.
Thank you all, appreciate it.
Thanks, Alex.
All right. All right, that brings us to correspondence, which I don't believe, other than the one included in that hearing package, we didn't have any. That brings us to other business not known at the time of the posting of this agenda. Does anybody have any such things to discuss? Seeing none.
All set.
Moving on to a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
I have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed, motion carries. All right, good evening. See you next, on the 22nd.